We use so much of our time attempting to alter the world that as we complain, we argue, and we try to make the world a better place tomorrow. The Stoics are teaching us differently than that. Methods of altering from the inside out the world is in disarray, confusing, and sometimes unjust. What if real power lay not in altering it, but in altering us? Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, knew this. He ruled an empire, but knew real power was internal rather than attempting to mold the world to his will. He conditioned his own mind to stay at peace amidst turmoil. He knew the affairs going on around him were not within his control to command, but his thoughts, his deeds, and his responses were for him to decide. This enabled him to move through great affliction with wisdom and discernment. Think of your own life. How many times have you set out to fix someone else, attempting to get them to see the world the way you do? How many times have you stood patiently for the world to fall into place just right before you acted? What if instead you spent time developing strength, patience, and wisdom within yourself? When we change our mind from being controlled by the world to discovering how to control our own lives, we are brought open to a great truth. Our success and happiness don't come from the world, but from our thinking. Epictetus, the slave philosopher, would remind us that suffering is not the work of things, but the work of the way in which we view them. He said that by modifying that which we view as things, we may liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering. If you have lost your job, you can view it as a disastrous loss or a seeming grace for finding better things. If a person is ill-treating you, you can be angry back at them, or as a tool to learn and become better. Your choice. Consider the case of Thomas Edison. When his laboratory caught fire and all his years of work were destroyed, he simply said, "Thank goodness all our blunders were burned up. Now we can start anew." His secret was to accept things as they are rather than resisting them. Just think of how much improved our life would be if we were to adopt a way of thinking like him, turning obstacles into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. So how do we implement this advice in daily life? Here are 3 ways that you can behave in daily life. First, look to thyself. Instead of wishing your someone or something were different, ask thyself these questions. How can you improve? Can you be more patient, more self-disciplined, or more kind? Each time you catch yourself feeling frustrated, take a step back and use that frustration to become an even better person. Second, practice acceptance. The world will attempt to trip you up, individuals will let you down, and the world will not always be fair. Acceptance of what is does grant you the power to respond wisely, not emotionally. Don't confuse it. This is not passivity, this is presence to what is in your power and letting go of what is not. Third, take responsibility for your improvement. Read, reflect, and practice building your character each day. Better attitude, habits, and responses, however small, will yield enormous returns in the long run. A bodybuilder works every day to build a stronger body. We need to exercise our minds so that we become stronger, tougher, and more flexible. Real power is not control of the world, but control of yourself. As Seneca so beautifully put it, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Your most valuable asset is time. Live it becoming wise, not wasting it on things you can't control. Stop waiting for the world to turn right. Write yourself, and you will revolutionize everything. When you own your mind and your heart again, you're unshakable. You stop being a victim, and you become the architect of your destiny. If this message spoke to you, do something new today to brighten your outlook. Like, subscribe, and share with someone who could use it. Change starts with a choice. Choose to change yourself, and the world around you will change right alongside you.